last our party left off, after seeing terrifying visions of the future, you hunted down the necromancer you presume to be responsible or at least connected to things, and managed to successfully track him to his cottage out in the wilds near Garachan, along the bend of the river. At that cottage, you smoked him out, and then managed to apprehend him and throw him in a cell. Some of the things he said were just a tad bit disturbing to you, and you are likely not fully reassured that you have prevented catastrophe, but at the very least, you have done something so far. Upon returning to the city of Garachan, you found the orcs, led by Errol Dibbuck, the leader of the local clan, to have brought back half of the food that had been previously stolen, as a gesture of goodwill. You eavesdropped and overheard the conversations being had between the Burgomeister Larstova and the constable and Errol Dibbuck. Learned a couple of interesting things, potentially that maybe Dibbuck is acting without the full authority of the Orc Lord. You weren't sure about that, but it sounded as though that might be a possibility. You also met briefly with Yun Ara, who is a member of the Empire and a samurai, and he has offered to perform a task for Stas as thanks, or more as apology for having poorly treated Stas upon his first arrival into the city. The task you asked was to check out some letters and to bring them to Ikosa, his Iko Semington, who is his mistress, so to speak, the lady of the Empire who he serves as her loyal scale, her loyal bodyguard. And then you had a brief conversation and received some additional spores from Chumulaka before purchasing some of the new food that had been procured by the town. And then, yeah, that's where we are at. Hello, Valerie. How are you?
Hello. I am well. How are you?
I'm doing well also.
That is good.
We are about to get underway. I did the recap, but I forgot to mention something somewhat important, which is that in the midst of all of this, Kitty also managed to secure herself a duel.
Oh, yeah. You didn't mention that?
Yeah, I forgot to mention that little part.
Clean slip of the mind.
Clear slip of the mind. That's going to be happening this morning. But before it does...
die right now.
Before it does, let's do the initial things that happen in the morning. So a couple of quick scenes as people are getting up and meeting with the people that they tend to meet with. So we have one for Stas and one for Lithram. So we'll start with Stas there, as you are staying in the same inn that is run by Ikosem and Yun Arapasha. And so Yun does approach you as you are finishing up your morning repast and greets you saying, Staste, I've asked Ikosa about what you sought.
And what did she have to say?
I will allow her to speak for herself. He steps out of the way as Iko Semington steps out and says, yes, Stars. Interesting letters. Yun was a bit vague on where they came from. A matter of professional discretion, honor, something along those lines. But I can tell you a few things about them. Most of the letter was burnt away, but it is a fine parchment. A noble family, no doubt. The edge of the seal was visible. It had a circle around the outside. Now, that tells me it's not the Heron, the Sengo, or the Batu family. Their crests lack a circle. Probably also not one of the lesser families. And, well, they're not my family, obviously. Definitely Imperial. My best guess would be Poe or Doyen. I guess it could be also be Goro, but that seems a bit unlikely. The Goros are very close to the Emperor. Unlikely they'd have business this far out.
Understood. Any other thoughts on?
Well, it's not a lot to go on. Burnt letter with a partial wax seal. If you find some more of it, maybe I can help. But no, Poe or Doyen would be my expectation. Goro on the off chance. Yun scans your face and then bows low, saying, "I'm sorry if the information was not all that you sought."
Any information is good information at this point, starting with none to begin with, so I appreciate your efforts to decipher this for us.
Iko Sem speaks up then, saying, "Would you like me to send inquiries to any of these families? I'll put you in touch."
I would need to consult with the rest of my group, although I don't believe that would be the wisest move on our part. It could spell trouble for the town.
Oh, well then, I suppose. I'll keep things quiet until you say otherwise. Those families are all out of Hakai, which is a day and a half, 2 days journey from here, typically, as the road travels. Good luck, then, Staste.
Thank you. Although I think my companions might need a bit more of it on this day if they've gotten themselves into a bit spot of trouble.
Yun then turns to Iko and says, "The small catling has involved herself in a duel of honor. While an honorable choice, her foe does appear formidable." And Iko then says, "May her scales prove the stronger, then." Gives a slight bow.
I give a slight bow in return.
The party gathers up and prepares to head out. I'll go ahead and
do I know
let's get
much
that
about
underway.
her potential foe, or the nature of orc battle duels?
Yeah, I mean, you know the basic rules. Cheating is generally punishable by death. So
I
bad.
die anyway.
Well, yeah, but for you and whoever cheats on your behalf.
Oh goodness. Yeah, don't help me. Don't do it. I could take it.
To yield, you have to take a knee, and announce that your opponent's blood is greener. This is the honorable way to indicate yielding. The traditional start of the battle is to Hello, Sean, is to bloody yourself. Take a blade and run it along your arm, say, and hold that up. The implication being we will see whose blood is the greener.
Got it.
And who will die of sepsis?
And who will die of sepsis.
Well,
yeah.
I'm the one that has to die if I want to get paid and make money off this bitch. I have to be the one to go down.
Just not all the way down, if
Yeah.
possible. But so as you are preparing for this and getting ready to head out, the constable Haram Dorov comes out to meet you and looks directly at you, Kitty, and says, "So you are ready then, Cat?"
As ready as ever.
"Well, it is a noble thing you are doing. Perhaps
Noble or
foolish,
stupid,
but
I guess we'll find out.
that is the nature of these things. I will be accompanying you outside the walls. The fight will happen outside as a neutral ground. I'll accompany you to ensure that everything is kept on the up and up, so to speak. Anything you wish to ask about the practice before we get started?
How do I not offend this green, ugly dude?
Well,
Can you give me a rundown of the niceties, for lack of a better word?
make the fight violent. Show your strength. Show your capabilities. If your opponent yields, show them respect. If you find your opponent to be the stronger, you must show them deference. Announce that their blood is greener. Beyond that, I mean, the biggest thing would have been not to kill his son. But barring that...
That's not my fault.
Just show yourself to be a valiant warrior. If you prove yourself stronger, he will recognize that his son's death was an honorable one. This will go some way to assuage things.
Alright, I think I can handle that.
As he's speaking, Lara Stover, the Burgomeister, steps out of the town hall as well and approaches, saying, "Oh, good, you haven't left yet. I'll be accompanying as well."
Damn. Yo, just looking to watch bloodshed, or you got some alternative motive for coming to watch?
Dorov says yes, and Larsova looks at us like, no, not exactly. I'm simply would like to know exactly what I'm dealing with in terms of the relationship with the orcs. How this goes down will certainly affect things going forward. I'd like to be forewarned.
Got it.
You remember what we discussed?
Yeah, I guess.
Remember?
We're gonna find out what happens, huh?
I suppose we will.
You got your money? Well, should I say my money? I'll give her a wink.
Perhaps a bit more quietly you could say that, yes.
Yeah, well, you know, I'm short. Nobody can hear me all the way down here.
Short and a little bit thick, it would seem.
Don't say it. You don't gotta say it, we all know it.
Yes, I have your coin.
Good.
Provided
Keep it warm
things go
for
the
me,
right
won't
way.
you?
She just looks to everybody else and says, "The rest of you know not to interfere, then?"
Yeah, they know not to help me, even if I'm dying.
Well then, may your blood prove green. And
We'll find out.
hopefully not so voluminously spilled. Good luck.
Trust in your skills, trust in your weapon. They're both good. They've aided you well before, and they'll aid you well here.
Yeah, that's how I got into this mess.
Good luck, Kitty of the litter.
Thanks.
And then they begin to walk you to the scene of the battle as you begin heading out of town. Lithram, this is an opportunity for you to share with the rest of the group what you were pulled aside to find out by the High Elves. So this conversation they had only with you and not with Kitty, who, to be fair, has other things on her mind. So we'll jump real briefly back in time to the conversation you had with Pilar and Sylvanestra. So as you were getting ready, perhaps a little bit nervous about what was yet to face Kitty out in the wilds of Garakan, Sylvanestra came up to you and said, "Lithrim, kinsman, might I have a word?"
Yes, what did you have to talk about?
There has been an event in the city walls overnight and leading into the morning that has reached my ears and the ears of my brother. Philarin, who's just entered the room as well, and nods. Only share this with those you trust, as we don't want to cause a panic, but it is something of particular note to the Screaming Dawn.
Oh, and what would that be?
We keep close quarters on all other high elves within the city. A family of high elves has been struck this very night by tragedy. The mother, by some means, passed away, and then rose again, and turned tooth and claw against her own family. Well, we don't know the exact situations. It's an unfolding story, and currently, the constable's brother, Yar, is locking down the crime scene, such as it is, investigating things like that. If you wouldn't mind, at some point today, if you're able, and I understand if you're not, we can look into it on our own if need be, but if you're able, I understand that you have associates who are on good terms with the constable. If you could check things out, see exactly what it is that happened.
I could take a look into it.
That would be appreciated. Philar then says, yes, the address then. It's not too far from here in Donetsk. And he provides you with the address. And then he says, just a word of warning, not all high elves, as you know, are quite as well off as we are. Many of our kin have unfortunately been refugees, and the legacy of Cloudfall chases us all. This was a much poorer family, and it's a poorer part of town.
I'm no stranger to those conditions.
Yes, don't wear your nice clothes.
Oh, will do.
And so you have this additional information of something possibly undead related happening within the walls of the city. And so do you share this with the others on the way to the battle side, or do you wait till after that to talk about what to do next?
I'll wait until after the battle.
Okay. As the party makes their way out of the city walls, you flanked by Haramdorov and Larastova, you see ahead of you, pacing back and forth, the burly orc form of Potluck, son of Pumpernickel. And as you approach, he turns, a big grin on his face as he just says, finally.
You're gonna eat litter, old man. You ready?
Let us see whose blood is the greener, shall we? Larastova just a moment. Let's observe all the formalities and whatnot. And he's just very clearly impatient as she redictates the terms that you are already familiar with. And it seems that he has a few fellow orcs here as observers. And as you reach the conclusion of her recap, Lara then says, we here stand as observers to the fate of Kitty of the Litter. If she falls, we will mark it as honorable and seek no retribution. And Potluck then says, yes, likewise. If I fall, my kin here will recognize my death as an honorable one and report it to the clan. No harm will fall upon you for my blood. Well then, Cat. Are you ready?
Yeah, I just want to, just let me say my goodbye.
Fine.
The little badger and I say, be well, little friend. My rage is your rage. If I die, do what you must. I pet my little furry friend.
Graveling acknowledges, and you get the feeling that Graveling will, with great honor, devour your eyes if you fall.
Got it. I don't want to come back alive, and I gotta trust somebody to eat me.
Indeed. I don't think badgers eat people's eyes.
No, but he can make sure I don't come up.
That's just cats.
We'll
Yeah.
make sure your ashes are
Oh,
spread
God.
far.
Who
Yeah.
else do you wish to issue last words to?
No, that's it.
All right. In that case, you step forward and square off against Potluck, son of Pumpernickel, who just sort of limbers up his shoulders and then raises a single blade and draws it across his arm, holding it up so that blood trickles and drips into the sand, waiting for you to do the same.
Oh yeah, I definitely do the same thing. I sliced myself with a little dagger.
As the blood mingles in the dirt, your blood is mingled and so too are your fates.
Well, this is unsanitary, but continue.
Roll for initiative.
Please be first. Bodge.
Oh!
Yeah.
Yeah, I do believe you will be going second here.
Yeah, I see.
All right. As the blood mingles in the ground, you see the rage light up in his eyes as he just goes and charges straight at you. This is going to be Furious Charge. So this will be 12 damage if it hits. So let's see. 16, does that hit?
No!
He just smashes and you manage to limbly dodge out of the way, and you are up next. As the first hit misses, would have been 12 damage. You quick action rage and then make a rage attack. That's a 22. That will hit. That deals 7 damage against him. Whoops. That did not work. I set his health to -7. That's not right.
Yeah, that's definitely. Oh, yeah, he can't die that quick.
One hit wonder.
Yeah, you slash him quickly with your sword spear, spinning out of the dodge and hitting him as he comes across. He turns furious at that and goes for an attack. Club and tusk. His club sweeping out towards you. 17. Now, what about that one?
That is my armor class.
That is your armor class, so that one hits 7 points of damage, as this time he manages to clock you 7 damage for 7 damage. So far, so dead even. Next up is Kitty, who spins back to do it. As Kitty is doing this, go ahead and make a perception check, Thorald, using, this would be a wisdom check.
Oh, shite. I definitely missed that one.
This time he parries it aside with his own club, grinning fiercely as he aims to retaliate. Yeah, even with the escalation die, that's not going to work. That was a miss, and so you activate your building frenzy. Thorald, you see no indications of outside interference. All you see is chanting as the orcs around are just getting excited as the fight goes, as blood has been spilled on each side. And he takes a swing now back at you. This time, once again, a miss. He pops free and circles. Next up is Kitty. As that swing, the 18 misses. 18 misses against armor class as he
Plus
manages
3.
to.
His armor class is definitely not 21.
I'm afraid
Escalation dice.
I'm
Seriously?
afraid it is. It is.
Yeah. All right. Well, then I get another D4 now. So.
Yeah. So you'll be rolling some extra things on the next one, as it is his turn next. He lunges forward and makes a massive swing overhead. 20. That's another 7 points of damage to you, Kitty.
That hits. So let's see. What am I at? 26.
Kitty, a hit that would have hit anything you've faced so far, not able to strike against the big orc in front of you, but it's your turn again. And 16, a miss, as he's just starting to get excited by
He does still get the miss damage. He should have gone down 3 total so far.
Yeah, so that's 3 more miss damage. Yeah, let me make sure to mark that off.
And then I'm gonna come over here and say, "Come get me, sucker!"
He lurches forward, sweeping out with the club and trying to take a bite out of you as he gets more and more frenzied. 15's gonna miss.
No. It's plus 4, so it doesn't miss.
Huh?
It doesn't
He does
miss.
not.
Escalation
He does not benefit from the escalation die.
Oh,
Only you.
okay.
You get stronger the longer the battle goes. So you've taken 14 damage to his 7 so far.
Is that always the case?
some creatures benefit from the escalation die. Mostly it only affects you. But if you face a dragon, that sucker's gonna keep getting stronger the longer the battle goes too. Things that benefit from the escalation die are a bit scary. And then Kitty swings back with a massive
this.
a massive hit.
And I say, are you ready to give up yet, sucker? How'd that feel?
Roll another d4 because I believe you've missed 3 times.
I have missed 3 times. My bad.
Alright, so 20 damage. A huge hit. This time you see blood spray as he takes that one. And he's just getting more and more furious. This time he will charge at you. He's going to go for another furious charge this time. So if it hits, 21.
Yeah, that's gonna hit.
12 points of damage.
Great. Alright, I'm looking kind of hurt, so,
Yeah, now both foes have been staggered, so... you gonna keep hitting him, or you gonna yield?
I'm gonna hit him one more time, and see what happens.
Alright, hoping that there's no critical here on his side.
He doesn't die. He can't die. He can't die. Shit. I better not have killed him. 20 damage? Nah, he's only got a little bit. Look at that little blood. I got more blood on the ground than he does. Don't tell me I killed him. The critical was the last thing I wanted.
Well?
Can I dump my healing potion on him? Can I make him non-lethal? I don't know how dead he is.
Yeah, how is that considered dishonorable if you help resurrect the opponent after you've killed them honorably?
Is he dead?
We don't know. Yeah, Kitty,
I just closed my character sheet and he's fucking dead.
As he furiously charges into you, he smashes into you, and then he looks down to see your spear all the way through him. And he slides off it onto the ground, most definitely unconscious, bleeding out. It is certainly a mortal wound. If you want to, I'll let you go over there and heal him if you would like.
Oh hell yeah! I got a healing potion. I spent 15 damn coppers on.
Yeah, you go. You pop that into.
Yes.
Yes. As that hit goes through, I mean, a regular hit wouldn't have done it, but a critical with your building frenzy.
I didn't want that.
Yeah, it was a situation where a regular hit from him wouldn't take you out, but a crit might.
Exactly.
In fact, a crit would, and likewise for you. And you got the crit.
Dude, I got 2 of them. It won't let me click healing potion to make it show up in the thing, but I give him one.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, you go over, you pop the healing potion. Yeah, healing potions, it wouldn't roll because it's whoever has it rolls a recovery. So, I would be the one rolling it.
Can you recover?
As Thorald gives a cheer, the orcs around look stunned. Lara Stova just kind of lowers her head into her hands, like, "Oh, really? Did she really just do that?" There's just a tiny fist bump from Haram Dorov as he sees this, and then Lara Stova's eyes go wide as she sees you drop down and administer a healing potion. I mean, there's no way to really stealthily pour something into somebody's mouth when the person is that big. And she's like, no, don't. And,
he needs to die? I can't let him die.
As this happens, he looks up, he sees the potion in your hand.
Want to call it a truce, old man? A life for a life, you get to keep yours, you get to keep mine. And we'll give a funeral service for your son.
Deny me an honorable death.
Well, I mean, I can undo it real quick, but I wanted to have a chat with you.
As this takes place, the other orcs step forward, they start kind of pulling weapons, and there's a moment if anyone wants to try and intervene and try to talk things down. Kitty, you can certainly try. Kitty, go ahead and make a charisma check, as you have already tried to do that somewhat. So I'll let you make a charisma check to try and talk things down.
Come on, give me another critical. This is when I need it. Oh! I mean, that's a good number, considering I don't really have a modifier on that sucker.
You don't have a modifier on that sucker. That is a good number. Technically, skill checks do get to add the escalation die, so in theory, if combat were still going, I were feeling Jennifer, I would give you +5 more to make it 22. As you are saying this, and he starts to lurch forward, starts to grab at weapons, he hears that last bit that you said about a funeral for his son. And then he breaks down as he hears that. And
you give him a pat on the club.
He just holds up one hand and stops the other orcs. Enough. And then rather than continuing the fight, he rises up to one knee, which means he is taller than you on one knee.
Great, I kneel down while he stands up.
No, he's getting on a knee.
Damn, I thought he was getting up.
No, he's not getting up. He gets down on a knee and he just says, "Your blood is greener, cat. I cannot forgive the death of my son. But his death was honorable unto a worthy foe. And you are welcome at my campfire."
Can I give him the dagger that I killed his son with and tell him that it's his?
Sure. You
keep it as like a memory.
You offer that. He looks down at it. His hand trembles slightly as he takes it. And
I like weapons. I don't want to give this to him, but you deserve it, buddy.
He tucks it away and says, "Thank you, Kitty." And then he rises and holds out both hands in a gesture for everyone and says, "Behold, the cat with blood as green as an orc." And he gives a slight nod and then turns to Laristova and says, "Honor has been upheld. I seek no further violence from you, your town, or those in the protection of the Greenblood cat." And he sort of steps back over to the other orcs and staggers over a little bit and drops to a knee as they start tending to his wounds. And Laristova steps forward and just kind of gestures Kitty over and gestures the rest of you too. He's like, "All right, okay, fine, all right. Well, that wasn't quite as smooth as it could have been."
No, it was an accident. He picked up his arm, and his arm was out, and then the spear just, I think it's because I'm short. I didn't mean to stab him like that, but, I normally fight people my size, not...
You did fantastically!
Not this big. No,
the greatest battles I've seen with my eyes!
I whisper that I did terribly. This is not how this was supposed to go.
You wanted to die?
I didn't want to die, but I didn't want to kill him.
There were only 2 options.
I know, but I'm like the lady that I told to keep my money warm.
Dorov just kind of grins and says, "It was well fought. Well fought, cat. And Laristova rolls her eyes and says, well, it seems you managed at the very least to not make things worse. And she
Yeah.
begrudgingly hands over a pouch of coin surreptitiously and says, take your money, speak nothing of this.
I don't even remember what the agreed upon price was.
It was 30 coppers.
Oh, shit!
So you can add 30 coppers.
Can I buy a new dagger? How much does a new dagger cost?
Yeah, you can definitely buy a new dagger.
Now, does this orc have another son?
I don't know, but I'm gonna start asking them who they're related to before I start killing them. That's from here on out. You ask, and if they belong to Porridge, Potluck, Pumpernickel, whatever over there, they're hands off.
Perhaps wise enough. Listen, all right. It seems you've earned a little bit of respect, and, well, Thorold here, you were a member of a clan. Which one was it then? Was it Sapphic? I'm sorry, I'm not sure. We still have ongoing issues with the orcs.
Yes.
And we don't have many we can spare to speak with them. I can get one of those idiots from the lodge to do it, but I'd rather have someone they respect. Thorold, Kitty, if you are willing to go to the camp of the Dibbuks, I would send you with a chest of coin to purchase the remainder of that food. And
I think they'll be amenable, especially if I show up in tow.
take a minute to decide. I'm sure you have other business that you need to look into or are interested in doing, but if you're willing, I will count out the coin and prepare a donkey.
Got it. I just need a cat nap before we go anywhere.
Of course.
You know, my fur's a little dirty.
Meet me by the town hall. I'll have the donkey ready. If you're willing to go, I'll send it with you. If not, I'll find someone. Maybe Riley or one of those others from the lodge can handle it.
I'll look around. I'm not opposed to going. How about y'all? I could use some healthy exercise. Nice little errand will do me well.
Make your decision. I'll look for 2 hours. Meet me in 2 hours at the town hall. If you don't show, I'll assume you've decided to do something else and send one of the others. And so she and the constable go. And so yeah, this is a chance for you to make that decision. Lithram also, this is, now that the fight has concluded, you could tell them about the other possible thing that could be looked into. And yeah, decision time! Do you agree to go to the orcs, or do you stay in town to investigate the stuff that Lithram has heard of, or any other things you'd like to do in town? So, Lithram, what do you say in response to Kitty asking if people are amenable? Do you share things, or what do you say?
I'll say to them, well, congratulations, Kitty.
Thanks, friend.
Our mutual friend, they gave me some information related to our undead issue in the town. That things have worked their way into the town as it so happens to be that a family was killed last night after the mother was made undead, and then proceeded to rise again and kill her family.
Oh.
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 So
Damn it.
we might need to investigate that information.
Well, do we let the people of the town starve, or do we get rid of the undead in the town and then bring the food back for the people? I think protecting the city comes first. How about y'all?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like the thought of undead popping up in the town itself.
Well, let's see if we can get it done in 2 hours, shall we?
Yeah, you could certainly
Um,
investigate and try to do both if you'd like.
Yeah.
Split
see if we can
the
catch a break.
party. Split the party.
Oh God, a multi-day splitting of the party where one half of the party is traveling. Listen, I'm experienced. I'm willing to do it.
No, don't do it. Don't do it.
But that is a decision for you all to make. If you decide to do that, I'm willing to do it.
Nope.
I just imagine you looking at your encounter sheet and just like upping the enemy number. But let's definitely start looking into
Investigation.
start doing some investigation on this.
All right, the party heads back to the town and crosses the bridge, heading to the section of the town known as Odessy. And you're going to the address that Lithram has, then?
Yes.
Is that right? Okay. Yeah, you make your way there, and as you approach, let me start dropping people's tokens on the map. All right. Here you go. Lithram, Thorold, Kitty. Kitty, do you like that I made your token smaller than everybody else's?
I do. It's much more realistic. Slightly bigger than Graveling, much smaller than everybody else.
Yeah, that was deliberate. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there we go. That's the group. As you make your way there, you do see there's a number of looky-loos. There's some people kind of gathered outside, and standing in front of the house are 2 gray orcs, presumably brothers of the constable. You notice something of a family resemblance. So I'll put both of their images there so that you know what they look like. And Stas, you certainly recognize the more belligerent of them with the horned Viking-looking helmet and the axe at his hip. As that one accosted you in somewhat racist terms when you first arrived in the city. You managed to talk him down, but it seems that one of the constable's brothers is a hothead. The other one, the one with a bow on his back, is apparently in charge at this moment and has a piece of parchment on a clipboard-like thing and is jotting down some notes while the other does crowd control and is just demanding people head home. And as you approach, what do you do?
It's good to see you both.
They look up, and the one with the bow speaks up, saying, Dovrok, what do you want? We're sort of in the middle of things. That one's name is Clay, the other one's name is Yar. Yar recognizes Stas and looks over and says, Dovrok, why are you hanging around with this filth?
Because,
Clay sort of puts a hand out and says, No, Yar, perhaps we can talk a bit more civilly. And he settles slightly behind his brother, just glaring at Stas, and then his eyes shift over and he starts scrutinizing Araza underneath the hood that she tends to wear. Just kind of like eyes going squinty and trying to trying to figure out what seems off about her.
Look, we've only come to help. I heard there might have been that the deaths might be in an area of the thing that caused the deaths might be in my area of speciality, and wanted to offer my services.
Clay says, "You believe I don't know your record as well as my brother. You've worked mainly with harem, but you have some experience with undead then?"
Yes.
We had a bit of an undead situation. Trying to keep it quiet as best we can, but as you can see, the rabble has cottoned on to things. Mother Rose is dead, died of illness, attacked. Father is... the husband is in critical condition. He's at the medic as we speak. Managed to put down the zombie, but not without a cost. From what we've heard, no necromancer sighted, but, well, we knew at least one was in the area, the one you brought in. Possible there are others. And then Yar says, "It's obvious there are others. We just had a zombie situation." And he looks at Araza and says, your skin is a disturbing shade of red. Who might you be? You're almost as red as the dragon.
My goodness. My name is Araza.
I smell the scent of demon upon you.
Good nose.
Are you demonkin?
I am.
And they let you in?
Were they supposed to keep me out?
If they had any sense.
Why is that?
I think perhaps we can avoid these unpleasantness. And Yar then just defers to his brother and says, "I'm going to watch you and your dragon friend."
I hope you find it entertaining.
For your sake, I hope you're wrong on that. Then
I do a little fake shiver my timbers.
Clay looks back at Thor and says, "Dovrok, if you want to check things out, you want to look through the house, you have my blessing. Just if you find anything, try not to alarm the peasantry any further."
Understood.
And they settle back to crowd control, and you are allowed in.
Sorry about ya. You can be like that sometimes. Where's the door? Is this a door?
There's a window right there. There are curtains up at the moment, likely as a result of the constable's brothers not wanting people to see. But there is a door there, and you open it up and look inside, and immediately you are confronted with what is evidently a house that has suffered some degree of ransacking, as the or not necessarily ransacking so much as there was a fight that took place in here, and so
Yeah.
wardrobes are open, things are broken on the floors. It's just a bit in disarray.
Oh,
The floor
make sure the
creaks
door-
under your feet as you step in. Go ahead.
Make sure the door is closed behind us so that the locals don't stop hearing it.
Okay.
Can Kitty look around for, like, weapon marks? Like, yes, the place looks like a mess. Yes, it's been ransacked, but Kitty studied a lot about weapons.
Yeah, I'll let you do a wisdom check and add your weapons enthusiast.
Thank you. Oh,
Yeah, I mean the marks are primarily scrabbling claw, frantic type marks, as though a zombie type situation. There are a couple of marks that look like stray strikes with a club or a blunt type weapon. Likely, and as you're looking around the house, you can tell that this family was poor, and it would seem that not the sort of family that could afford something like a sword, but
maybe a club.
a club or a cudgel of some sort. And
It may have even been the poker for this little fire right here.
Yeah, you check out the furnace, and there's a poker missing. It seems likely that was what was used. You recall seeing a bent poker lying outside.
Got it.
So the father likely picked that up. The husband likely picked that up to fend off the undead.
I'll keep it. I'll pick it up on the way out and turn it into a better pointy object for them, if any of them ever come back to this home.
Okay, sounds good. Thorold, as you are sort of leading the way, give me a wisdom check with your scout.
Yep.
Specialty. I think that's relevant to this. You hear a sound from upstairs.
I'll put my finger to my lips, looking back at everyone else, and then point up the stairs and start trying to quietly go up the stairs.
Okay. Make a dexterity check, also with scout for stealth, and everyone else, if you'll also do a dexterity check. This is for stealth. If you've got anything that seems relevant to stealth, you can add it.
Would survivalist help?
Sure, survivalist seems appropriate. 17, 15, 26, 26. Pretty good. And then Rasa, if you'll roll your dex check.
Yeah, a lot of big numbers tonight. This is dangerous.
Sorry,
What
my
for us?
sheet is not loading, so I'm just going to refresh.
Okay, yeah, no problem. I think by group check, pretty much, unless you get a natural one, you're the group is going to successfully do that. So I'll go ahead and start moving people up to the top of the stairs as you make your way up the stairs. Hey, it's not a natural one. It was close. Yeah. Fortunately, you, with everyone else's, that makes up. And as you make your way up, you do not disturb anything that's up here. Thorold, as you round the corner, the sound that you were hearing appears to be coming from within this door, over here on your left.
I'll silently point towards this door. Get in position. I'll have one of my weapons drawn, but sort of have it sort of hidden under my cloak, so that it's sort of not super obvious that I have it drawn, sort of thing. And open the door and look inside.
There's a cat curled on the bed. It meows as you step inside. And then you notice the little girl shivering under the bed.